Good morning, folks in YouTube land. Sorry, haven't been making much videos lately. I've been actually pretty much working so much where time I get off of work, the only thing I'd be wanting to do anyway is just go to sleep or whatever the case may be. But I actually accepted a temporary promotion, if you will, from my job there, where it actually kind of gives me like some kind of irregular hours to work, I guess, to help out through our peak season of where I am. I know I look kind of a little bit rough today, but just kind of excuse the appearance. But on my days off or whatever, when I can steal the time off, I'm not all about trying to look top A shape 100 or whatever, but I know how to get myself together whenever I really want to. But I actually want to come before you and talk about something here that was on my mind, basically. And I just wanted to kind of, get it out, in YouTube land, so for the most part, so somebody can really understand and maybe rock with what I'm saying. Like I say, I don't get on here and actually do many videos, or when I do videos, I should say, I don't actually, just do videos just to do videos. I always like to do videos where I have a purpose in what I do and what I say. But for the most part, this actually was something that was kind of weighing kind of heavily on my mind. And basically it deals with dealing with people, knowing when to just kind of say, you know what, to hell with it, I got to turn around and go the other way. The thing about it, again, is you got to know when to let people go. And the thing about it is that's kind of strange, I know, coming from me, because I know I don't usually talk about video, do stuff like that, or my carport here. I don't normally usually talk about things like that, as far as, getting that deep when you're talking about people. But sometimes, you have to know when to say, you know what, I'm tired of dealing with you. I need to go ahead and just go on to something else to protect my sanity. Because, sometimes dealing with people, certain people, they will really make you want to really hurt them, both physically and verbally. I mean, like I say, when it all boils down to it, it's not worth it. But my thing is that, you have to know when to walk away. And the thing about it is that I believe that it's actually a learned skill. It's not something that you actually will learn to pick up on, for the most part. But as you get older, I believe, you become wiser in how you deal with people, how you deal with life, how you deal with, different situations and such. And basically, even if you fail the first time, there's always lessons to be learned the next time you go around. Because I believe also that if you don't accomplish something, the first time, round two is coming around real again. It's going to come around again real soon. And hopefully, that the next time when you're tested, you'll be able to master the issue once again. Like I say, you'll know where you went wrong the first time, so you won't make that same mistake again the next time, whatever. But you have to know, again, when to say, you know what, I've already done all that I can. I've exhausted all of my resources on you. I've done everything that I could to help you, so now in order to protect me and my sanity, I have to let you go. I have to let you go and do your own thing. I have to let you, just be you and do you, like I say, and don't let it affect me in the process. One thing that I believe in, again, a lot of folks know, and like I say, I don't proclaim myself, as a lot of folks like to say in this day and time, to be a Bible thumper. I love to read the Word of God. I love to study whenever I get a chance. There's just a lot of hidden wisdom, especially in that book of Proverbs. I just love that book. I just stay in that book constantly, but what I believe and what I take away from that, that entire book, because it is a book of kind of a good little bit of reading, is that it teaches you how to be wise and how you deal with people and how you deal with life. Pretty much looking at life from the eyes of God, as opposed to, the eyes of man. And the thing about it has a lot to say about, people who are foolish, and foolish people, when you're dealing with them, what you are supposed to do and how you are supposed to conduct yourselves when you're around them, and what to do or how to handle fools. Life has a way of teaching you different lessons as well. You keep living, you deal with people who mean good, or who you try to help and they turn around and shun you. It'll teach you a lot about, how to react and what to do the next time, things happen. But my thing is that, I've come across people, especially in my workplace or wherever the case may be, and even in the neighborhood, family, friends, or whatever, number one, fools are everywhere. And fools are not just limited to, your workplace, and stuff like that. You have, fools that are in your family, fools who may live in your house, who you try to educate and, and just try to, help them along the way with certain situations that you see that they may be struggling with. But what I've learned with some people is that they've actually purposed in their heart that they would much rather be a fool. You know what I mean? And it's kind of weird to say, but you have some people that really, they resent you or hate you because you are trying to help them to become less foolish. And I understand that we deal with a lot of new things in this day and time, but it's just some things that just kind of, it boggles my mind, because why would you be angry with someone when they're actually trying to help you, to make good decisions? I'm not saying that I'm the end all be all, this holier than, the holiest of the holy and stuff, but because I say I have my issues and my faults as well, and there's sometimes when things are offered to me that I just don't want to hear it, so I can kind of understand to a certain point what they're going through. But in the end, you would actually, someone who is seeking to do better will actually turn around and at some point listen to what the other person had to say, meaning the ones who were actually trying to help them. And the issue that I'm finding here, especially in this day and time with the people that I work around and who I see on a frequent basis, is that they really don't want any help because they figure that they are okay, that they are comfortable in their mess. And they already know that it's a mess, but yet still they are comfortable in being in it. One of my main things that I've always learned is that, when you see someone that needs help, you go and help if they allow. And I say if, because a lot of people, again, will not allow you to, to help them if you have the ability to help. And the thing about it, again, is that with some certain people, you've gone to them time and time again. You've tried to let them know, okay, hey, you're going down the wrong path. You're making the wrong choices. You're behaving, in a way that is not unbecoming of a young man or a young woman. Let me help you. Let me offer you some advice. Let me take you to the Bible to give you some something what the Word of God has to say about the matter. But yet still, they will get angry at you when you mention this information to them. It amazes me, like I say. And the funny thing about it is that folks know when you're on point. They already know when you're right. They already know, and it's not about being right. It's just about, wanting to be genuinely helpful, But they know when you're actually onto something because they become very offended. They harbor this hate inside their heart for you. And every time they see you in passing, they will actually, it's like they wants to keep you in remembrance, to let them know that, hey, don't say anything to me. I don't like you because you tried to help me once and I did not want your help. It's so funny how people are, like I say, we're humans. We all come in different shapes, sizes and such like that. And we have our own, ideologies and such like that. But one of the common things, that that people that I've noticed about, and I characterize them as fools because that's pretty much what the Bible calls them. Anybody who actually abstains from or has an issue with the truth, according to what the Bible says, according to the precepts of God, he calls them a fool. And basically, you have a lot of foolish people these days and time. That's why, you can't really not deal with them because you have to live with them just like a lot of other people. You can't really say that I'm done, I don't want to talk to you anymore and stuff like this, because even with me in my situation where I work, the people or, folks that I may try to help, I'm constantly around them. But the issue is that I remember that one time when they, pretty much told me, to stay out of their lives, leave me alone, this, that, and the other. I'm going to do what I want to do. Young folks, I mean, like I say, and my thing is that, I'm always the type of person to give a person whatever they want. If you want me to back away, I will do that. If you want my help, if I'm able to, I will. If I can't, I'll try to find someone who can. But like I say, you just have people that are, like I say, that are just, they're just stupid. They make the wrong choices. They know that the choices that they're making are wrong, but yet still they are really, how can I say, resistant to the truth. Even though they know what the truth is and they know what they need to do, they don't want that. And like I say, I have it in my family too. I mean, like I say, every family, there's no family that's immune to this. So basically, it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of learn how to just deal with it, But it's just I just don't get it. I really don't. And like I say, and I'm still trying to figure it out, and even when somebody actually even tells me, that they don't want my help, to stay away from them and stuff like that, I do. But I do from a certain standpoint. Like I say, I'm the type of person, like I say, you may tell me, to stay away or whatever the case may be, let me make my mistakes or whatever, but I'm going to still pray for you because, again, that's just the right thing to do. The thing about it is that I'm not praying that, that you get enjoyment in the wrongs that you're doing. I'm praying that you get a mind to know that, hey, you're going to wake up one day and say, you know what, hey, I need to make a change. Because, again, it's just one of those things, you always want to see people do good. Like I said, even if it's not necessarily happening to you, you always want to see other people doing good. You always want to see, other people, just good, getting a lot farther in life, doing great things, and the thing about it again is that younger folks don't really understand that. These days, the younger folks, their mindsets is very different, from past generations when I was young. When I was, I'm not old, but when I was a little younger, basically, you had it where, you would actually listen to your elders and stuff like that. You would actually take heed to what they were saying, and basically you would listen to their advice and actually take everything that they say and actually look and actually be ruled and guided by your living based on what they said, and you actually took heart to what they said, and you never really second guessed what they said because you knew that what they're telling you, they've already lived through it, so they know and have wisdom to know that what it's going to take to either avoid it or to get out of it if you're in it. But like I say, this day and time, you don't really, have that. So it's like you're dealing with a whole different level of thinking now. And basically, with the stuff that's going on out there, and the temptations and everything that's out there in the world today, you have a lot of them that don't really make it out alive. Or if they get into something, they are never the same, even if they make it out. It's like they're not the same person. And I mean, and as an individual, it breaks my heart to really see, that with some of these young folks, especially the ones who I actually have to encounter on a day-to-day basis. But like I say, life is about choices. You cannot make someone accept the truth. The only thing you can do is just give it to them. If they reject it, hey, it's on them. Because the thing about it, again, is that I don't believe in karma. I don't like that word. I believe in the concept of sowing and reaping. And the fact that whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. And you have a lot of these young folks, they are sowing bad seeds, meaning that they are rejecting wisdom. They are rejecting those who actually can help them. They're rejecting people who actually care about them, that want to see them do good. And they opt for the things that actually brings pleasure to the flesh. And when that happens, basically, you're going to actually end up with a lot of disappointment. You're going to end up with a lot of discord. You're going to end up with a lot of heartache in the end, because again, you threw away something that was valuable that could help or prevent you from going through whatever it is that you're going through. But it's just amazing, for the most part, just to see and to be a witness to someone's downfall. And the fact about it is that it's kind of strange to say that, but you don't want to really be a witness to anyone actually not doing well in life. But the issue is that some folks, they are adamant that they don't want your help. They are comfortable with how they are navigating, with what little limited knowledge they do have, and they figure that that's enough to take them on into wherever it is that they're going to go, or throughout life. And sometimes God will allow you to tell you to just walk away. You've done everything that you've done. You've given them my word. You've tried to talk to them. You've tried to get them to see the fallacies of their thinking, the repercussions of their actions, and basically they are not trying to hear that. So when all else is done, in order to keep you in good spirits and you keep your sanity, God will sometimes tell you to just walk away. Don't say anything else. No more. No, just walk away. They've gotten the truth. They were presented with the truth. They rejected the truth. So the next thing that goes through after rejection, after you've been given the word and the truth so many times, the only logical point at that particular time is just to turn you over to a reprobated state. And basically, and that's mentioned also in the book of, in the Bible as well. Reprobation, I think that's mentioned more in the New Testament. I think in Romans, I'm not sure where it is, but I know it's actually in that later books there in New Testament where he says that he turned the people over to a reprobated mind because they did not want to retain the truth. And basically, again, we're dealing with the same situation here. You know, God would tell you to walk away and allow that person to do whatever it is that they want to do, get whatever pleasure out of the flesh that they feel, because the issue is he already knows that destruction is just about to happen, and it's about to come full force, and it's about to overtake them and really destroy them. But even in that, you still have to remain strong and do what God say. If he tells you don't get involved, leave them alone, you know, and this, that, and the other, you have to do exactly what God says. And the sad part about it is that it really hurts a lot more too when it's family. I really do believe he will tell you also, you know, you've presented with the truth, you know, all the prayers are done, you've done your part. So now God tells you to step back and let him do his part. And even though that's a hard pill to swallow, per se, you have to be obedient and allow God to be God and do whatever it is, because the thing about it is that his word is true, and it's not going to come back to him void. Everything that he says that will happen is going to happen. It's just only a matter of time, and we don't know how it's going to happen. We just know that it's going to happen. We don't know what issue or what circumstance is going to bring about the issue, you know, where they will actually have to consider their ways. But you just know that God has a way of opening up the eyes of those who don't want to hear him. You know, but it's just amazing, you know, you can only run only for so long, but it's going to come a time where you're going to actually have to stop running and face your, you know, and face your issues, and you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of your actions, you know. And even though God tells us to step away, he never told me to stop praying. And I believe, you know, in prayer, you know, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. Even when I talk about prayer on the job, it's like, why are you looking at me like I'm weird? You acting like I'm talking about something that is foreign, like you don't even know what it is, like you never heard of it before. But you'd be surprised at, you know, some of the things that people claim they don't know. You know, they say that, hey, you know, I've never done this before. What are you talking about? You know, but anyway, you know, you just have to know when to walk away. And when, you know, and because the more you try to actually talk to a fool, and I've noticed this, the more you try to, as they say, win them over, the more angrier you're going to get. And the reason why I say that is because you're doing everything that you know, and it's heartfelt. When you give your heart into, or you put your heart into something, you know, you can become emotional. It's just one of those things. I know I do, you know, because the issue is you're showing that you care. And you know, that is a good thing. You know, you care about other people other than yourself. And the thing about it, and you want to see other people do good other than yourself as well. But you putting your all and trying to give them the truth to try to warn them that, hey, if you don't stop this, this is what's going to happen, you know, and they're laughing at you. That does it. I don't care what type of human being you are. That will make you angry, because it's like you're not being taken seriously. It's like they think that God is a play toy. And the issue is that, you know, you have to, again, walk away. Trust me, you keep going to the same person, they keep getting the same result. That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting something different. When they've already told you that they are not interested in what you want or what you want for them or the truth, you have to walk away. And like I say, in walking away, you don't, you know, God doesn't want you to feel like you failed, because if anything, you've done what he said, and basically you just need to kick the dust off your feet and keep it moving. But like I said, that was just a little short rant that I actually wanted to talk about. Like I say, you know, I don't want to do any fancy editing or anything with this video, because like I say, I just don't really have the patience right now to sit in front of a computer and go through to do, you know, edits and fancies and all this other type of stuff that I would normally do on a video. But like I say, you know, I'm just, again, just shooting off the fly. But anyway, you know, hope you all are enjoying this nice fall day in October. I know I am. It's very nice and cool. I am enjoying this weather. I just really love it. You know, summer, you know, it was okay. You know, like I say, it was hot, a very hot summer. It's just a welcome new change now. So, you know, just enjoy it, and hope to speak to you all again real soon. Y'all take care and be blessed.